Hello, welcome to today's Studio Army review, Orks HQ. I'm going to showcase, or not showcase, I'm going to kind of review the HQ units I currently have in my Ork Army, and just going to give you an idea of a little more closer picture of what we're looking at. Share, like, and subscribe. Comment below if you, just any comments in general, but especially if you want to maybe have me take a closer look in with one of these models in an actual model showcase video. Okay, so let's get started with the Ork War Boss. What good Ork War band goes without a War Boss? Okay, maybe the ones with big mechs. But anyway, this you probably recognize this as the Assault on Black Reach War Boss. I kept it exactly as is, just painted her up. Nothing fancy added. He does serve as a nice, cheap, relatively speaking, a cheap HQ unit for my Orks that's very effective and stays in one piece very, very well. It's got good wounds, good toughness, very hard to instant kill. Power Claw is awesome, and the Twin Link Big Shooter, the Twin Link Shooter helps. Usually has the Wog Banner, or not the Wog Banner, but I forgot what the one's called in the Gaz Skull supplement. But he's just always has his heavy armor, so he's 4-up save. So he does real well, especially if he's buried into a unit of knobs and or maybe mega knobs. But what army would be complete, like I say, without a War Boss? So that's where I started. Very simple HQ unit. Typically, though, I switch back and forth between the dead shiny shooter and the regular twin linked big shooter. Or sorry, keep doing that twin linked shooter. It all depends on how many points I got to blow. I don't see the dead shiny shooter as being all that much better. It doesn't cost much more, but it's kind of needed to have a very orky kind of thing with a little bit of randomness involved and the possibility of hitting yourself. So I do kind of like that unit. Next up is my Warp Head. Now this is a custom build. It's not one you're going to see anywhere. But I always go with a Warp Head. I don't just buy the regular Weird Boy. I always pay the extra points to upgrade him. It's nice to have 3 psychic powers to draw from. The Primaris and then 2 others. And having 2 warp dice to start with. You're starting with at least 3, so you're very likely to get 1 off. Of course, the problem with the Warp Boy or Weird Boy or Warp Head is you can't give them any better armor. They're just 6-up and you're stuck with it. Albeit having a force weapon, it's kind of a good thing. But I wish it had a better AP value. I mean, that's one of the problems is with the Weird Boy staff. You got a little more strength, but you don't have the AP to cut through some of the stronger armor of some of those what do you call them? Enemy HQs, especially the ones that have multiple wounds. So Weird Boy is like I said, always a Warp Head, and I sometimes take them both at the same time. Next, this one's kind of a weird beast. It did start out as the Black Reach, Assault on Black Reach War Boss, but I replaced his right arm with a Warhammer Ogre arm from an extra arm I happened to pick up in a bits thing, and of course replaced the back completely. Took it off, actually green stuffed it in. Then kind of turned him into Mad Doc Grotznick, or in my case, Mad Doc Who. The inspiration for this came way before they came out with the new Ork Codex, back in the last Codex they had, where the Cyborg upgrade actually gave you Feel No Pain. And having a mob of 30 boys with Cyborg attachments with Feel No Pain, and it was something I was going to do. So I wanted to have Doc Who and his party of 30 Feel No Pain knobs, or boys. And I was going to go with the Cromlech parts for these different cyborg parts they've got with the arms and legs and heads and torsos and stuff. Well, fortunately, I never had enough money to pull that off before the latest Codex landed, when they completely stripped away the benefits of cyborg arm. Now it ends up being it's just a 6-up feel no pain. Or sorry, it used to be a 5-up invuln save, which is even better. Now it's just a 6-up feel no pain, which is really not much. It's not worth it. So I still have the model. I like the concept. I wanted to have that particular character because he gives fearless, and orcs that are fearless are really great, especially now that mob rule no longer gives them any fearless rules. So this is my version of Mad Doc Grotznick. He's just, in my case, he's Mad Doc Who. And the little nubbins in his right hand, that was inspired by the sonic screwdriver, so from Doctor Who. So that's kind of why he's looking like that. Again, given the fact he's not really a pain boy as much as he's a pain boy mech who likes to do a lot of cyborg stuff on guys. So that's my pain boy kind of. I try to put him in when I can afford it. He doesn't usually end up in the list unless we're hitting 2,000 points. He's just too expensive. And then finally, I have my Big Mech. Now this actually is a Mega Knob model that can actually double as a Big Mech. So he's got the combi rocket launcher, and I use that bit for his from the knob kit as his power claw. But the reason I often use him as my Big Mech is I will give him the thinking cap, which I love the strategic warlord traits. That's just my style. And so getting a free strategic warlord trait is always a good thing. If I can influence the enemy reserves or my own, it's fantastic. If I can get moved through cover ruins, that's great too. So I will often use this as a Big Mech in Mega Armor with the thinking cap on. And again, that's a pretty pricey unit, which is why I'm often just going with the War Boss, because it's a really big investment in one character, especially since you can't get an invuln there. So, but again, if I pair him up with a Pain Boy, or if I happen to have Mad Doc in there, I'll get 5-up Feel No Pain, which will be a little bit of a benefit there. So those are my 4 HQ units that I currently have, and I do plan on making some more mechs and things. I don't have those models yet. I'm not in the point where I'm about a couple months away from diving back into my Orks to flesh out some of the newer units I've thought about. So hope you enjoyed kind of seeing what I've got in HQs, and these are kind of the reasons why I picked them. Go ahead and, again, share, like, subscribe, comment below any points you have, different things you've found with your different HQs, preferences especially, and it's kind of the rationale you take certain ones. Again, if you want to see any of these models as a model showcase, where I go into a little more detail about how it was made and painted, please let me know, and I'll go ahead and I'll probably put one together. All right? I'll see you next time when I do the next Ork Studio review. All right, bye-bye.